Hello and welcome to Thor-is-testing. We're testing the Scandinavian knives today. The weather up here in Sweden in Easter, well, it's kind of cold, but the wind has lød, it's called in Danish. It's not as windy as it has been the last couple of days, but now it's cold, colder than a well digger's ass. But that doesn't stop us from testing knife. And today we're going to test this beauty of a knife, Miller blade from Denmark. I said when I got this in my hand that this was one of the nicest knives I've ever had in my hands. And after I've tested it a few days, I totally agree with my first impression. This is a grand knife. It is sharp, it's well made, it is nice to bushcraft with. It is nice to chop and baton with. This is an overall great knife. As you can see, this is a drop point knife with a large Scandinavian grind, almost a flat grind. Somebody would probably say this is a flat grind. Maybe it is. It's hard to say because there is a little notch here. Either flat grind or Scandinavian grind. It is full tang all the way through here, as you can see here, and it has a micra handle, a black micra handle with yellow indexes here. The overall length of this knife is 25.9 centimeters and the blade is 13.4 centimeters, and it is a stunning 4.75 millimeters thick. The blade type is Vanities 4E. It should be one of the best steel for knife making at all, and it is hardened to 62, so this is one of the hardest knives steels I have ever tested. The sheet is Kydex, and it fits well into it with a click. This is well made and it's just grand. You have this one hand opening here, and it goes easy out with one hand. It can be set up with Mullen or some of the other systems. The holes are made for it, but this is with paracord in here, and I have used it with as a belt loop here, and this has been working nice. It sits high on your hip, which I think is nice, but otherwise you can just put a loop in it. So that was mostly about the knife, the specs. So why don't we just take it for a spin and see how it is. I thought we should start with some batoning here, some batoning, and I have some some dry piece of birch here, and I have my trusted club. And let's see how it spins through. And as you can see, these almost 5 millimeters of thick blade just plows through these as there's no tomorrow. Let's try some hardwood here. Some, I don't know, ash, I think. Let's see how it does at this. And as you can imagine, this knife doesn't care. Let's try some chopping here. Obviously, with the weight and the size of this knife, this should be good at chopping. So let's see how it is. And you can see from the start that this takes large chunks off, and it goes through a piece of birch like this, like there's no tomorrow. You can see there, this is an excellent chopper, excellent at chopping. Okay, that was the hard work. For today's bushcraft project, well, it's kind of strange to make such a small thing here with such a large knife, but I thought that it could be fun to see if it could handle these small tasks. And today what I needed was some drain pipes or drain pieces here to make birch water. When I drill a hole up in the birch tree, I use this hose, but these hoses doesn't fit very good up inside. So I use these the drainers to extend, so the wood against wood is much more. It does it much better than the plastic hose. And for this I use these elder trees, because elder has this very soft inner inside in the middle of the wood. So I use these small ones, and I take them out with the wire, hot wire, and I use these as drainers. They work excellent. So that was what I have been sitting and working with this actually very large knife, but it has been working like a charm because it is so sharp and it is so easy to work with. When I had this elder tree, I also made a blowpipe for when I do my fires out here. This hole is actually a lot bigger, but there is a lot of it goes a lot of wind through, and this is an excellent for when starting a fire. Also made this with this knife. So the Buchcraft project was very small with a very large knife, but it handled it beautifully. Yeah. This birch water is excellent. It's fresh. It's cold when it comes out from the ground, and it's just lovely. And if you guys want to see how it's made, I'll make a short video on this, and you can see how you do with this. The important thing is to remember to close it up well afterwards, otherwise the tree will stand and bleed. Otherwise the tree will not take any harm of this. Now let's see with some stitching or Firesticks. I have this very fresh piece of birch here that I just chopped over. You can see this would not be something you would normally make a birch stick or a featherstick out of, but this is just to point out that this is an extremely sharp and easy to work with knife. You wouldn't think of it when you have it in your hand at first, but this works like a charm. I can also just show you with a piece of dry wood here that this is the same. It makes excellent featherstick. As you can see here, works like a charm. Also, it has a very nice 90-degree angle here, so you can make the fine center. See here, if this is what you wanted to use. Let's try to make a fire with this using a Firestick. I use the trusted old, I don't know, somebody says it's Russian, somebody says it's Finnish method, but it is called mostly a Russian match, and it's just a piece of birch like this, and you tear it a little up like this. You use your Firestick. This is my trusted Light My Fires Firestick, and you go like this, and this should work well. It's smoldering, so like that. And as you can see, you can use this when it get fire. You can use it to light up fires. I can also show you here my blowpipe here. Now I blew it out, but if you have something else, this is an excellent way to start fire. And the way this is good is that you can actually reuse it when you lit up something, and you can just blow it out, and you can scrape some more of this oily thing, and it will start up again. This is why it's called a Russian match. You could also make the okay. As you can see, it also worked very well as a fire starter. Okay, to sum up, I said when I had this knife in my hand at first time that this is one of the nicest knife I've ever felt, and it came through. This is a great bushcraft knife. It is a great chopper. It is a great batoner. It's a great knife to have with you all the time. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. This is the real deal, and I will put my head on the block and say this has got to be the best all-around bushcraft knife I have had in my hands. And I say that with all the respect for all the other knives. Great knife I've tested. This is a great knife. The price of this knife is 2,000 Danish crowns, and this would be around 200 and or something 70-80 euros. But I think actually this is well worth the money if you want a bushcraft knife that can do it all. Okay, let's take a quick look at the knives I've tested and see what I'm gonna be taking next. Now I have almost the whole log here filled with knife. I have the Feldkniven, I have the Mora, I have the Enzo Elder, I have the JP Pendleton, the Carswanda small hatchet, the Feldkniven A1, the Hutterfors Friluftskniv, the Wangdal, the Tanave Bukko, the Enzo Trapper, the Viking from Ole Fredelund, Viking Replicate, the Overlevelskniv from Carswanda, the Kastrøms Forest FT, the Yak Kit KN3, the Light My Fire from Mora, the Eka I tested last time, and now this Miller's Blade. All excellent knives, and next time I'm gonna be testing this Malatini, I don't know if I pronounce this right, but this great Finnish knives that produce knives for centuries. A great small narrow blade that is known for they're known for this type of blade, and it's beautiful and it's just light to have in your hand, and I'm gonna be looking forward to testing this next time. So until next time, be sure to subscribe, share, everything, and get out there in the great cold and nice weather. See you.